Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey. I'm That Resolves, and this is Paradox of Seek Power Gaming's Berserk Tribal Skycrag aggro deck. And that's quite the mouthful, but this deck is quite explosive, more than makes up for it. And this is a step away from the regular kind of Skycrag aggro, and it's not much like Yetis. This is definitely just trying to get your opponent dead. We're not trying to grind them out, we're just trying to put something into play, give it Berserk, and then just give our opponent the business, deal them like a million damage off a Censari Brigand, or just, you know, just a reasonable amount like 10 or 20 off a Granite Merchant or a Vadius Clanfather. Of course, we're a little bit lighter on 1-drops here, as we are only playing the Oni Ronin, but we do have some sweet inclusions for the new set because we've got the Ankle Cutter, which of course is going to take a bite out of crime if it comes down to us facing off someone like Titan or Tavrod. Then also if our opponent is super smart and they're going to be aggressively fetching Hourglass to give all their units the endurance ability, then at least we're going to have some sort of answer to that. The Ankle Cut, as I believe it's worded, is going to be real good with the quick draw of Vadius, which means that when our opponent blocks with a endurance unit and Vadius deals damage to that unit, then it counts as their quick draw, just killing them. So hopefully Vadius doesn't take damage on the way back. I'm not too sure if that's how the engine works, but hopefully our opponents are too scared to find out, so they just let Vadius through. We're not playing Snowco straight here, of course, but we still do have a 8 Aegis units in the Granite Merchant and the Vadius Clanfather, and the Granite Merchant is super impressive. Not only is it a good stat line, being a 3/2 Aegis for free, but it's also going to give us access to a bunch of spicy meatballs on the sideboard. Alpine Tracker is probably going to be really good just against controls. It gives us a charge threat able to ping off face Aegis, which lets us get in there with our torches, as well as being super good against any of the tokens decks by just pinging everything. Or actually being a spicy bit of technology with the Ankle Cutter, as if your opponent's just sitting there behind 4 Sandstorm Titans or whatever they've got with Aegis, well, what they've got with Endurance, then Alpine Tracker is going to come down and his dogs are going to deal with them. Flash Freeze as well must be for something a little bit more mid-rangey, or maybe with the mirror, just able to stun the 2 things your opponent was thinking of blocking with, and then you're just like, Berserk your dudes and deal them a million with a Censari Brigand, and of course Changeestik. This is nice. It's just going to be pay 2 to give +1/+1 on flying, which a lot of times is going to be quite a lot of additional damage because your opponent should be able to block. And if your opponent does have things like Sandstorm Titan or just anything that would be in the way, gets paid an additional 4 to polymorph that, get it out of the sky, and just get in there and get them dead. Savage Denial as well. This deck is a power light deck. It is only playing 25. Does have a bunch of cantrips because it does have cards like Levitate as well as like Ornate, Katana, but Savage Denial is going to protect us from any fast spells. Most good removal now is actually slow speed like Slay and Vanquish, anything like that, but this protection from a torch, but also just being powered light is going to be nice because you can on 4 just play Merchant, swap something that was useful for this, and you can hold this up for the turn, and hopefully that'll be able to help you get through. And then the substitute is, not too sure about that, maybe it's just able to upgrade one of your units after they've been silenced, but it's also just going to deal with anything the opponent could be used to kill you with. So I suppose if your opponent's playing something like a Macto, then you can just turn it into a little dinosaur that could, but also we don't mind upgrading our own units into 3/3 dinosaurs with Overwhelm, because we do have a bunch of power pumping effects. As well as Overwhelm being pretty nice with Gift of Battle, because if you've got Berserk and you survive the attack, get to attack again. But of course the first attack, because you had Overwhelm, is going to have been able to dealt the damage over to your opponent. But overall this deck looks quite explosive. Looking forward to taking it to the ladder, so let's get on to those games. Okay, so on the draw, so feels a little bit ropey. And we've got no units in our hand and a bunch of Levitates. So I think this is actually just a redraw, though the influence did look quite nice there. Oh yes, Champion of Fury fully turned on. I like it. Well, opponent's playing Xenon and probably find the way, so hopefully just a nice slow deck they're going to be able to take advantage of here. Crest of Fury here. So the interesting thing here is if we got the Primal Sigil down, you'll be able to play and hit our opponent with the Champion of Fury next turn, but then would be at like 5 power and feel like it's a little bit flooded. So I think I'd much rather just play the Crest next turn, torch whatever opponent's plays, or even like just cycle the Levitate. But I suspect the only plays we actually care about is if our opponent like flashes an Iron on turn 3. But let's Crest it up here. More torches are probably good because we are seeing them, so we do want ways of interacting with cards like I Am the Abductor. As well, Dawnwalker's fine. Don't feel like we care too much about that. Let's just make a flying yeti and get in there for 4. So Vadius is going to be quite good as well because we get to play it down and also protect it with a torch. So if our opponent does try and do anything sort of a little bit silly with this Dawnwalker where they might be trying to give it killer, we can just stop that, nip it in the bud. Of course, it always feels terrible to interact with Dawnwalkers, but you're actually getting a card off your opponent because they were trying to use the Zin initiation there. Of course, we would have got owned there if our opponent had like a Predatory Instincts in the board and just killed our thing. I would have been pretty sad there. So it's a question here of attacking, but I don't think we really want to. We're just going to play Vadius and just keep the torch protection up. With attack, we would get 3 damage through, which is quite a lot, and here's the play that we're considering. So I'll just torch this, just send our opponent a message here. Then next time we get to stick an Ornate Katana on the Vadius, which is going to make it a real threat for our opponent to deal with. And here's Oracle Interrogator, which is another unit that is just going to get dealt with by one of these. But actually also here, because we've got the Dusk Raider, I think I'll play that before the Onyx Town, just because then we can get an extra look at trying to hit something with the Berserker ability. But actually just happy to attack in here. Opponent can't really block the Vadius unless they just want to chump it. We still get damage through there. Got to deal a nice little incidental point of damage as well. Hopefully if our opponent plays like a Wheelbarrow or something, we're just able to Permafrost it up. And this is risky business for our opponent, just making a 5-4 Interrogator. It does bring back the Dawnwalker, but fortunately they've not been able to do too much with that. Okay, so Shugo Tactic, give a unit +4/+2 and overwhelm this turn. That seems pretty nice. So I think I might actually just Permafrost this, just so it's not an issue. And then I can attack with the team here. We do get the tricks of like having Shugo Tactic, which I think is probably going to be sitting on the Vadius there. Actually, this is interesting. So if we Shugo Tactic here, we'll be able to... We wouldn't keep our unit, so I think we'll actually get more damage from tacticing the Vadius, and then we'll just like bolt this after combat. It's not an issue. But we do actually have our opponent at 9 here. So maybe these torches will be able to kill our opponent. Because this opponent's 8. Although we do want to get rid of like our opponent's sort of grindy pieces here. So yeah, we'll be able to finish him off with just a big boy Vadius. I think we'll just pass the turn here. If our opponent attacks it, that's sort of fine really. Just allow it. Although this torch does protect our Vadius quite a lot. But yeah, we'll just get rid of the accumulator there. So this is reason to not use it there. But we do have the Echo Cut here, which has got Berserk. And we also get to do something for science. Let's see how this works. Let's see if our opponent can actually block it. Now, if our opponent blocks, we could very easily just have lost the game on the spot if that doesn't work the way I think it means. But for now, we're just like 1 power away from getting the Steelfix Chakram here. Steelfix Chakram is going to be quite nice. Now, I don't have anything to get with the Merchant yet because we don't have any cards in hand. But I can see ourselves getting the Changeestik next turn. This is quite interesting. This is a difficult attack to make here because our opponent can just double block and they get to kill our Vadius, which is not something we want to happen. So I suppose we're just sitting back for a moment. But yep, this is fine. We do get to kill the Sandstorm Titan. So I think we'll do that. So as our opponent interacting here, are they killing our thing? Okay, so giving them a quick draw. So yeah, so they got to deal with our thing here. I think though, I was going to trade our Ornate Katana into a Changeestik, just because this is the sort of gameplay we came here for. Let's pass the turn here. Hopefully our opponent misses on like a rats. So our opponent had the killer effect. What I was hoping to do was just Changeestik and kill him, but now do we only take? Yeah, we only take 15 here, so we get to win. So Changeestik, turn this into a frog, and then we just get to 4 our opponent in the air. And this is my kind of gameplay. Look at that, real 200 IQ play. Don't mind if I do. Getting here around the draw again, just a 1 power hand, so I think this is a straight redraw. Although we do have a hand full of cantrips. There's a bunch of things that just say draw a card on them, which is pretty nice. But I think this hand's potentially quite good because we've got 4 undepleted power. Now we've got a reasonable curve of ankle cutter into Vadius Clanfather. So we saw from the last game, if our opponent's playing 8 endurance units, which they won't be because they're playing Felon, we should be able to deal with that pretty easily. Sadly, ankle cutter doesn't naturally have Berserker, so we don't get to go really ham. But actually, I think we'll just Crest here, because I just want to bomb anything that's a power here. So yeah, get out of here, Fire Sigil. We'd have been pretty dead if this had just been our entire hand, or just like a bunch of powers that was never going to use. So could very well be against some sort of JPS unitless deck here, which could be reasonable gross, but let's cut you down to size. But a lot of really good voice lines in the set 4 here. Of course, kind of get Varus favoured here, which would be pretty gross, but I'd much prefer our opponent use it here rather than being able to pop Vadius's Aegis. But I think the plan's just going to be to stick a Katana on the Vadius, and here we go, get to live the life here. We've drawn a few too many powers, and now the Granite Merchant is going to be able to turn it into one of these beautiful things, but it's possible it's going to be turned into a Savage Denial in this matchup. But it could also just be the Alpine Tracker just does a charge threat that's going to turn up and deal 4 damage for our opponent. Yeah, for sure, our opponent is using a spell here just to get rid of our Aegis. I think here though, what we're going to do is Granite Merchant. I'm going to flip this Primal Sigil out of the way and just get this Savage Denial. So this could be gross if our opponent's actually just trying to set us up for a Hailstorm here, but we still get to keep our threat, which is they're going to be able to wear the Ornate Katana next turn. We've also got a point of damage just from the Dusk Raider. But if our opponent's trying to use some sort of fast speed interaction, like a Death Strike or whatever, to kill one of our units, we get to protect ourselves, and I think I might even just fire this off against... So what is this? Levitate? No thank you. So that might sound weird, but what I think our opponent's trying to do here is they're trying to set us up where the Hailstorm would wipe our board. So that's as good as countering like a removal spell there. Yeah, so here's a Hailstorm. So obviously not much could have done there, but just wanted to get that out of here. And Gift of Battle, we do just get to 10 our opponent here. Yeah, nice. Yep. Attack again. Gift of Battle's sweet, just like +5. Yeah. 1 power, 5 damage. Yep, fight. And we've got basically lethal in play here because we have the 1 point of Nightfall, so our opponent does have to deal with this right away. Okay, so that was a slate, but we do have charge threats in our deck that are going to be lethal here as well, because we do also have 3 points from the burn of the Torch. And Hellsong's actually never a card that I've really liked in the JPS or removal decks. Of course, it's got synergy with... Yeah, discard an actual card there. Of course, it's got synergy with discarding things like Privilege of Rank. It's complete Clanfather. That actually just kills our opponent. Yeah, that's pretty well just like, do we double up? Because we'd get like an extra draw towards like a charge threat for us able to deal with our board. Okay, so Duelist Blade here is pretty bad for us. But we do get to kill this because of the Nightfall trigger. So Nightfall's nice, like, doesn't care about Aegis. But I think I will actually play the power out. As we're going to draw 2 cards anyway, so if we do have a merchant, then sort of fine. Use the merchant. I think next time we will just get the Alpine tracker because it pop the Aegis and allows us to torch our opponents for lethal. Now, this card might have stabilised here, although they do need to find an actual way of killing us. Okay, so Granite Waystone, that's our threat. But I'm not going to play any more power just because we do have merchants in our deck. Just turn this power into something, which is, I think it is just going to be the Alpine tracker. Of course, it kills our little grinding, but I imagine that our grinding is not long for this world anyway. So opponent's deck is full of stuff like Vara's Favour. So it's not worth torching there just to save the our opponent gaining life. I think we've got enough sort of aggressive draws that we should be able to do something. So the game is slowly coming out of our reach here, but it's not over yet. Because we do have cards like the Champion as well as the Censari Brigand. And I'm not sure what win conditions our opponent could have. Maybe it's Sword of the Sky King. Sword of the Sky King is pretty gross because it is a gain 8 as well as a win condition. And yeah, just drawing Permafrost and Levitate is not the best here. It's unlikely our opponent's playing any units whatsoever. Maybe they've got an island in the market. But not going to give up. We are in the being channeled to the face portion of the game. We're taking a beating here. But now I'm just going to transform the Permafrost into the Alpine tracker here. So we've knocked our opponent's face Aegis off, so a Nightfall gets to kill our opponent along with this torch. It's probably quite likely that our opponent has managed to find some way of protecting themselves here. Because I've got a million cards in hand, so if one of them is the Sword of the Sky King, then we're in rough shape as well, especially now they are very protected by this face Aegis that they've managed to put on themselves. Okay, so Straight into Shadows is some interesting technology. And I'm a little bit sad because I won't get to cycle this Levitate, but our opponent has had to use two sweepers just to not die here. And if we can find any way popping our opponent's face Aegis, we do have them dead with the 2 torches. But the Sky opponent is going to be trying to kill us first. We do have 8 charge threats in the deck here. We've got Censari Brigands and Champion of Fury. Well, there we go, get to pop the Aegis, so we do get to turn the Levitate into a card final, which is going to be nice. So our opponent is probably getting the last Channel Tempest that they will need to finish the job here. So Gift of Battle. So we didn't find... Yeah, so we've not found a charge threat. Gonna guess that our opponent has grabbed the final channel with the merchant there, but it was possible it didn't. Yeah, I'm going out of style, you're not doing it. Perhaps we could have actually found an extra point somewhere in this game. Or just not letting us do it ourselves. Yeah, fine, I'll do it myself. But this Gift of Battle, if we'd have been able to find one of our charge units, would have been real good. Yeah, we're just show our opponent who's boss here. Yeah, we're dealing the job, but you're getting to draw a bunch of cards. Drink your fluids, friends. Okay, so on the draw, just 1 power. I think we'll just redraw this. That like 2 power would be pretty interesting in it. Just Gift of Battle in a Censari Brigand. Well, I suppose we're in for just like this Oni Ronin just giving it berserk. We're pretty reliant on this 1 drop just to get us there, but we are going to get some war cries off it because of the Gift of Battle. Sort of hoping that our opponent isn't playing the Battle Shaper deck, or the Bullet Shaper deck, because just like 2-3 tribal will just be the end of us. Okay, so we do have a reasonable curve now, because we get to go Oni Ronin into Dusk Raider. But if our opponent plays like... Okay, so they've killed our thing, which is sort of sad. Really would have liked to have berserked that. Guess this is looking like removal pile, perhaps. So this could just be like an atrocious matchup, but let's get the Nightfall going. I mean, we are Berserk Tribal right now, just like 3 Gifts of Battle, and like any unit we draw is going to have Berserk, so nice. Could potentially do quite a lot of damage next turn. We can do 10 damage, which is reasonable if our opponent taps out for like whatever. Slay. Ooh. Yeah, so this is a little bit of a concerning part of the deck where we just like not have any units. And just playing against our removal pile, it's just able to, well, remove our stuff. And then we just sat here with a load of like pants and no one to wear them. But of course we do have, well, play Skycrag banner first because then that next turn gives us the Granite Waystone, which lets us like draw a card off the Ornate Katana. As well as like our free one is probably fine with Gift of Battle. So Shugo tactic, nice. Let's try and draw something with the Ornate Katana here, and Censari Brigand, nice. So probably just gonna Gift of Battle Censari Brigand if our opponent lets us. So we're gonna sniff for a fast effect here. So that resolved instantly. So we can. So I really would have liked to actually give him this Berserk because then we'd have really gone ham. But just wanted to sniff out that fast effect. We can give to battle this here. It's not super impressive. I'll just Rampage it, just get in there for like 13 this turn. Well, 16 actually. Yeah. So I put 8 out of nowhere, and that's absurd. Yeah, so they have to harsh rule here. If we draw another charge threat, pretty sure our opponent's dead. Yeah, probably should have waited on the Censari Brigand there. But we do have Vadius here. It's an Ornate Katana him. So we have Torch up to sort of protect us from a non-rune hammer weapon, as well as being able to gift of Berserk this gift of battle this next turn with the Shugo tactic, which will give him Overwhelm. So that'll be pretty nice because Quick Draw Overwhelm is probably our main way of being able to get through a Stat Maiden. Okay, so if this is Vanquish into Slay, this could be pretty rough for us. But it looks like it might not be, so let's sniff for a fast spell. So that resolved instantly, so we'll just go for it. And they were just like 18 our opponent here. Yep, that's fine. And then we just 9 them, so. That was really impressive. Paradox is an actual brain genius and deck scientist. That was absolutely absurd how we came back from that. Okay, we're on the draw here, so let's look at the hand. On the draw, turn 2 Oni Ronin is not super impressive, so let's redraw here. We're our best freeze. Well, this is slightly better here because we get to Ankle Cutter into Vadius. We're going against Combat, so Ankle Cutter is probably going to be okay because it'll help us to deal with anything like a Sandstorm Titan by attacking into it with the Vadius. Fortunately, our opponent didn't block in the game where we were trying to figure out if that's how it worked. Let's look at what we can get in the market for this game. And it's probably going to be Changeestik again. Yeah, okay, so just Ankle Cutter it up. Probably going to be priced into Gen of Merchant in soon, just to get like one of these spells here. Okay, we'll get Gift of Battle, so I think we might just go ham on this Vadius here. Well, let's Ornate Katana. This lets us just 10 our opponent. Actually, we're not going to Berserk this turn. Yeah, because this will bring us up to 8 next turn. So I'm just going to attack the once, but it's going to use all of our power. Nope, we're not going to Berserk this turn. My opponent has a killer next turn, that'd be gross, but they are only going to be at 5 power maximum, so it's unlikely they would need to have 2 answers to be able to deal with this. Okay, so we get to go ham and just attack here. See what our opponent does. Going to make anything happen. Like a recombobulate, so they're just bobulating here. That's sort of fine because that'll give us the Berserk again. I think our opponent's just dead. What? This deck's ridiculous. Wow, Paradox, I'm going to be finding you on Twitter and giving you a high five or something. Okay, won the draw again. But we've got quite a nice curve of Dusk Raider into Vadius. Plus we've got a torch, so if our opponent leads us to believe that we need to torch up on the first turn, we can do. Yeah, influence isn't actually too steep, it's just double red and a single primal. Fell, oh, could very well just be dead on the spot. Fell does seem quite horrendous to play against. Censari Brigand, that's my girl, that's who we needed. We didn't need you quite yet, Censari Brigand, I'd have much preferred you with Berserk naturally. Dusk Raider is some kind of messed up. Yeah, I'm trying to get this to work in Scream, but I'm not getting there quite yet. Because this Inspire ability actually works with Dark Return, because that counts as a draw. Oh, got a Berserk Dusk Raider, nice, nice. So I suppose we could attack in Torch, but that just seems awful, so let's just make a Vadius. She's already sort of done her job because she's given something else Berserk. But Fell Bloodcaster, I'm not supposed to be playing that anymore, I'm supposed to be playing Merchants. Tailstorm's mostly fine here. Seems like an aggressive. Yeah, that tech's really aggressive. I'm just going to allow it because then I get to Censari again. They must have another Hailstorm. But I'm sort of okay because I get to get in for 7. Let's play the Fire Sigil so this turns into a unit later on. I would also surprise them later because on 5 power we get to also put an Ornate Katana. But I think on my next turn, if I survive, well, if my team survives, specifically the Censari Brigand, I might just torch my opponent's face just to find out if they've got a fast effect. I mean, they just have to leave Fell Bloodcaster back now. Although, if they do Hailstorm here, I'm probably just going to torch, just get rid of this Fell Bloodcaster. Because 2/5s are a nuisance. Okay, this is what I like to see. Just like, my turn, tap out Wisdom of the Elders. Like, no 5th power into Annihilate. Don't be at it. Okay, strategize, that's fine. That's allowed. Definitely allow that. So I think like the Dream Draw would be something along the lines of like a Permafrost. So what do we want to do? So if we put the Ornate Katana here, this pushes a lot of damage if we find an answer for this. I'm not sure if we do, so I think we just put it in here because that's definitely going to be able to attack in. Yeah, so Granite Waystone here. So can just play the Berserk Dusk Raider. I think for now we're just going to attack for 5. Yes, just make a Vadius here. I don't want to make something else that will just get swept by a Hailstorm. I'd much rather my opponent just uses like a bunch of resources here. So they've got Face Aegis now, which is sort of fine. I suppose we're just chucking the Sea of Fury out. Give the battle here. I will attack again with Vadius. Vadius should survive here because we'll get to torch this. Just incentivize our opponent to block here so we get to kill him with torch. Okay, so they block there, which is fine really. Now do we get to torch again? Yeah, we do. And now we get to attack again to get our opponent to 6, which is sort of nice. I think, yeah, rather than give our opponent the extra draw and deal 1 damage, I'd rather just play 2 Vadiuses, because our opponent has to double Hailstorm this turn to be able to deal with them. Although we could also just play a Rindra, which would be devastating for us. Okay, so we're going to lose one of our team here. But I think I Berserk here, because then our opponent has to block. Now they're like really incentivized to block this one because otherwise they die. So that's probably just throwing a card away, I think. But now I've got 2 lethal attackers in play. My opponent plays like a Blaster Harbinger, then we are in rough shape. But Annihilate here. Yeah, so it's good for the opponent there. We get to draw 2 cards here though. So our opponent does need to have like Barrel's Favour into removal spell, looks like they do. But we're still live to find like Charge Threat plus Pump Spell. Okay, what? Our opponent knows that they're dead to Charge Threat, so obviously couldn't attack with the champion there. Going to keep this in hand because this will mean that we can Merchant for an Alpine tracker, which will pop our opponent's Aegis, and then that'll allow us to torch him just to kill him. Our opponent knows we've got the torch now because we do have the sort of fast spell stop there. But another torch is also live here. So I'm going to guess that this kind of merchant is trying to find our opponent Blaster Harbinger, because that's something you definitely want on the board, or maybe even a Rindra. Rindra is a little bit aggressive right here. So just levitate this, draw a card. Well, Rampage is good. Shame we can't levitate opponents. So it looks like it's going to take 15 this turn if our opponent has got something busted behind. So I'm wondering what they've got. Because it did pick something up with the counter merchant. Has to be a shadow card. Might be a fast speed removal. Could be Death Strike, try and protect themselves. Yeah, they do need to start turning the game around, trying to kill us. Okay, so another champion of cunning. That's pretty good. Oni Katana sadly can't do anything. Yeah, so we're a little bit dead here. So I'll show them how close we were, and then we move on to the deck tech wrap up. Hydrate. It's important, kids, especially when it's hot. So this deck was potent. Just killed our opponent a couple of times when I didn't realise that that was what was going to happen. So I'm glad that the Eternal Engine is able to just do all that for me. I just click my cards like a monkey and eventually something comes out that results in a victory page. But really impressed in actual Gift of Battle. This was something that I thought, so definitely card disadvantage, but in a beatdown deck like this, and maybe in like a Scream deck that's trying to get away with getting in there with stuff like Rindra and Highwayman, this is actually just a really well-costed burn spell. As we did get like pay 1 to deal 8 to our opponent, and that just killed him like on the spot. A couple of times, like in the last matchup with Feln, I did waste it. And there were a couple of spots where I should have just played it, letting my opponent know that I had it, but just to sort of not tie up power on the next turn. So I'm glad that this is a spell and not a fast spell, so you can't just like end of turn, like see that your opponent's got no blockers. That's a nice balancing aspect of it there, but this was definitely quite potent. Of course, this deck does have the issue where it's got 28 creatures, which is actually a reasonable amount, but it's a lot of pants with like these sort of spells like Gift of Battle, Rampage, and the Shugo standards, Ornate Katanas. And sometimes if you just like your units get dealt with because you've only got the General Merchant and the Vadius, you've got Aegis, although we do have some sort of redundancy against removal spells because we do have Charge Threats in Champion Fury and Censari Brigand. But overall, this deck was sweet. There's some interesting inclusions in the market, as we stated earlier. Savage Denial, maybe that should be unsealed, but of course this is a sort of low-powered deck where you do want to just play your merchant and just hold up the salvage denial to counter whatever your opponent's instant speed spell was. I do think I'd prefer also unseal, like maybe over the flash freeze, but flash freeze is probably great in like mid-range matchups where you always left back 2 blockers, you just go pop pop and then you just get in there. But Changeestik, that is a card. Okay, so thanks for watching. I've been That Resolves. This was Paradox's Skycrag aggro Berserk tribal deck. This was sweet. I'll see you around. And thank God for me!